Hey there, how have you been? Well, I've been busy, and maybe more on that later. So I have about 4 or 5, maybe more than that, partial videos that I've been making over the last couple months that I just have not been able to get edited and uploaded to you. So instead of trying to get caught up on how far behind I am, I said, well, I want to get at least something up for the end of the year. And let's be honest, let's make it a little bit more topical. I completely missed all the holidays, and that's fine. I don't do a lot of holiday sewing or crafting anymore, so I didn't really have anything to share with you unless I made something up specifically for my channel, and I didn't have time to do that. So anyhow, here I am today. I am going to go through and do your stereotypical wrap-up of the end of the year video. And I started making a list of all the things I did and made and blah, 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 videos that I put up. And I decided to, for a number of reasons, just focus on the things that I made with fabric, thread, yarn, cloth, however, sewing type, stitching type projects. And so in doing so, I'm going to just go through them chronologically and how I did them over the year, and just a little bit of impressions, brief review of, did I like it? Did I wear it? Would I make it again? Am I still using it or wearing it? And etc. That kind of thing. How's that sound? Okay. Also, I will put in the description of this video links to the specific videos for each of these items, so that if you missed it and you see it on here and you go, oh, she made such and such pattern, I'm interested in making that. Let's go see a little bit more in depth of what she did and how she did it. So there we go. Okay, let's get started. So first thing that I must have made last year were some new dog bed covers for my old dog Castiel. Made them out of some fabric that I have. It's like an outdoor fabric. They turned out very well. They were very useful. I made 2 of them so I could switch them out, and while one was being laundered, put the other one on. And they held up very well. They were, they worked very well. Are they still in use? No, unfortunately, they are not, because Castiel is no longer with me. He passed away this summer, so I don't need the dog beds anymore. The next thing that I made this year, I guess, were my shrimmeralls, as what I called them. And they were made out of like a navy blue fine whale corduroy from the Otis overalls pattern by Sew Liberated. Do I still wear them? Yes, I actually wore them twice last week. I love them. I have nothing but good things to say about the pattern and how it went together. That's kind of a general statement for Sew Liberated patterns overall. I really like their patterns, their styles, and the way they draft them and construct them. They're excellent. So would I make them again? Absolutely. And when I was wearing them the other day, I was thinking, oh, what fabric do I have in my stash that I could maybe make another pair of these? Or would I maybe make them next summer as shorts? Or would I they have kind of a lantern hem on the bottom of the pants, and they're kind of cropped, which I like, but I'm like, well, it would be nothing to just extend that and make full length overall pants. So very useful pattern. Definitely will use it again, and will continue to wear those a lot. Okay, the next thing I made was my clothespin apron, and that was a self-drafted pattern that I always intended to make available to you. So if you're interested in that, put that in the comments, and maybe at some point I will figure out how to put it in a PDF. But if you watch the video, I go through pretty, probably overly detailed on how I drafted it and measurements I used. It's pretty simple. So that was a fun project. And do I still use it? Yes, when I hang my laundry out, which I don't really do this time of year very often, but I did use it quite a bit over the summer, and very handy. Would I make it again? I don't really need 2 clothespin aprons, but I would make it again as an item that I would potentially sell the item. Kind of had originally intended that as an option this summer, and it just didn't happen. But I now have some of my items in a local artist gallery kind of thing. Again, more on that in a minute. So I might make some for that in the summer. I think it's more of a summer project, so that's that. Okay, then I discovered the world of slow stitching, meditative, I can never say that word, just sewing, stitching, hand stitching for the sake of hand stitching, and using it as a meditation and using it as kind of a creative process to just kind of play with fabric. And I really, really loved it. I made a variety of things, but the main project that I kind of grew out of that practice were my hand-stitched traveler's journal covers. And those were so much fun to make. I will make more. Do I use it? Well, I didn't make them specifically for me to use. And those are also the ones I still have are available at the local place that is carrying them. And the next thing on my list is my fabric, my dyed pride skirt that I made. And I kind of used an idea from a pattern that I had found years ago online as a free download, and I found it wasn't available anymore. The website doesn't exist anymore, but I also modified it for my own use. And I used, actually I made two of them, but the pride skirt specifically, I had pre-dyed all the different colored fabrics to make a rainbow and then sewed them together in a rainbow skirt. Have I worn it? Yes, I wore it a couple times this summer, and I might wear it again. Notes on the pattern in general, and this skirt specifically, if I were to make it again, I would make it longer because I just like my summer skirts to be a little longer. I was limited by the fabric I was trying to use up on how long I could make this skirt. So it's a nice, I think it's an 8-gourd skirt, multi-gourd skirt. I made it out of knit. I just overlocked it with my serger, exposed seams, and it went together really, really quick. So if I had the right fabric, I would probably make it again. And I think it's a pattern I could also make out of woven fabrics as well. So then the next one I did was also from a pattern, also a Sew Liberated pattern, and that is the Penny Pinafore. And it is basically the pinafore version, the skirt version of the Otis overalls. So I already knew I was kind of gonna like it. I made it out of some fabric that I found at a local flea market thrift store. So it, fabric-wise, cost me very little. I loved the pattern. If I remember correctly, there was some funky thing in the instructions that I struggled with, but I figured it out. So if you're having some problems with something in there, go watch the video, because I think I went through the process of figuring out. Do I wear it? Will I wear it? Is it still in my closet? Yes, I wore it a number of times this summer. I will wear it again next summer. Will I make this pattern again? Yes, absolutely. Would I change anything when I make it again? Again, just like the pride skirt, I will make it longer because it's one of those that I find that if I have to sit down and move around, it's just a little short for my personal comfort. Again, I think I was limited on how much fabric I had because it was thrifted fabric. But if I were to mind, because if I remember correctly, I think the pattern, yes, the pattern does have 2 different lengths. So I would make the longer length the next time. It's a really versatile pattern, especially in the longer length. I know I would definitely use it. And I also think, but if I made it out of something solid, like a linen or a denim or something like that, more solid fabric, actually might be really nice in the same kind of lightweight corduroy that I made the Otis overalls out of. So, yeah, for more winter wear. But if it were in a solid fabric, I think it would be a wonderful blank canvas, if you will, for some embellishment, for some applique work or embroidery work or just fun stitching because it's pretty plain in the front. Okay, let's move on now to, here we go, the Milan pant. Now those were the white linen pants. I believe I used a white linen curtain panel that I had. I can't remember where I found it, but I only had one panel, and I got it really, really cheap because there was only one panel in the package instead of two, and I made some white linen pants for the summer. Did I wear them? I did wear them quite a bit this summer. I really liked them. It's a great pattern. It's a very comfortable pattern. Some people have issues with style arc patterns because they say they don't have enough instructions, enough, diagrams and things. I don't struggle too much with that. I think they've gotten a lot better over the last few years in my experience. And two, I'm a pretty experienced seamstress, so I kind of just use the limited instructions as a guideline, kind of like for order of operations kind of thing. Would I make this pattern again? Absolutely. If I had the right fabric, I would make it again. And is it still in my closet? Yes. My only limitations with wearing them is that they're white linen. And my lifestyle, I'm kind of a messy person. I tend to get my clothes, paint on them, food on them, stuff on them. So I can only wear them when I know that I'm going to dinner or I'm going to an event where it's not likely that something's going to happen on them. But if I want to look crisp and cool and nice for the summer, they are perfect. Now at the same time that I made those, I gotten the Vista blouse top pattern from Twig&Tale. And I got this recommended from watching a video of Ashley Maines about some of her favorite patterns. And she's a plus size sewer. If you're watching me and you're looking for sewing content, I'm sure you already watched Ashley because she's amazing. But I was very intrigued and I loved the way the shirt looked on her. And it just looked like a really nice, basic wardrobe staple. And it turned out to be. I made the first one of my Vista tops out of some fabric. I don't know the content. I know where it came from. It came from my sister a long time ago. I still have a lot of it left, but I figured it'll kind of be my working toile kind of thing, like my fitting thing, and it turned out so cute. It's so pretty. And I wear it with the white Milan pants. It's kind of made it as an outfit. I don't do that very often. And I did wear it quite a bit this summer. And again, it's a good combination because I don't really want to wear it where it might get messed up. It's easy to launder. Both the Milan pant, the linen pants, and this top, they laundered really well. Probably hung them on the line. And yeah, a little pressing makes them look crisp and nice. But while we're on the subject of the Vista top, I really loved the pattern and how it went together and how it looked once it was done. So I had some vintage linen. I'm petting Maeve, but she won't let me pick her up. So I'm sorry you can't see her, but I'll try to get her on camera. So that's what I'm doing over here. I'm petting the cat. Anyway, Vista. I had these linen tablecloths, vintage ones. One of them had a couple stains on them, but nothing too bad. But I just knew I wasn't ever going to use them, and I really liked the idea of repurposing this fabric into a wearable garment. And so that's what I did using the Vista, and I lengthened it, made it more into a tunic length so I could use the hem tablecloth as the hem of the skirt or the top. And I really love the way it turned out. That's another lovely thing about the Vista top. There are a lot of, it's a nice blank canvas, kind of a starter point to do some more things with it. Even the pattern itself comes with at least 2 or 3 different sleeve variations. And I think you can even buy an extension pack to get more sleeve variations if you want. So there's a lot of variety, a lot of options there. But back to the tablecloth one. I did wear it quite a bit. I really liked it. And it's very comfortable. It's a quality of linen that I probably cannot find in stores in my price point. So that was a bonus. I wore it quite a bit this summer. and I will probably, it's still in my wardrobe and I'll wear it again. And as far as the Vista top pattern goes, yes, I will make that thing a lot. I haven't had time to, but I would like to make it maybe in something for more winter wear. Then we went to, it was summer by then, and it was hot, and I was tired of sweating and being uncomfortable. So I made the petrichor pinafore. This is also so Liberated. I think I might have bought one of their bundles. I can't remember. But no, I didn't. I bought this one separately because my sister had made it and showed me the pattern. And I was like, how did I miss that one? I think it was a new one for this year. Anyway, I made the petrichor. I actually went out and bought specific fabric for it. And it was a cotton bubble gauze, and which is a tricky fabric to work with. So if you're going to make the petrichor and you're not a very experienced sewist, seamstress, and you don't want to fight with the fabric, I wouldn't suggest bubble gauze. It's just a kind of a pain in the butt, because if you press it, the bubbles, it distorts. Yeah, but the pattern is lovely. I love that, and it's long. I don't remember if that's one that has 2 different lengths, but if it is, I made it long. It's like past my knees, so that's perfect for me for summer. It's got pockets, it's floaty. It's a really great pattern. I can think of so many different fabrics I would make it out of. I can think of uses for it other than just a little sundress. It'd be a great beach cover up. I love that pattern. And yes, I wore it all summer, and I will wear it again next summer, and I will probably make more next year. Great pattern. Okay. Hi, sweetheart. You want to be on camera? No? Okay, she's looking so good. I wish you could see her. But anyhow, so then the next thing I got into, I made the fabric wrapped rope bowls. And that was a fun project. Used up supplies that I had around here, materials that I had around here. I made them a little bit different than I had seen them made. Well, the basic construction is the way I've seen them made, but I used my own hand-dyed fabrics. I made them big, and I love them. Do I still use them? Well, I made them to sell at the event that I did at the beginning or end of October. Time has been a blur this year. And I didn't sell any at that event, but I did take them to the local place that I'm selling my goods at and left all but 2 of them there. One is in my bathroom holding bath towels, and it will remain there because I love it. It's a nice big one, and it's perfect for holding my bath towels. And another one I discovered after I took it to the gallery and I was showing the people there that Henry had claimed it as his bed, and it was filled with cat hair, and I did not want to leave that to sell. So that one came home. So anyway, so I guess I am still using them, and yes, there are some available for sale. Will I make more? Actually, I was kind of thinking I'd make some more soon, even though I have a huge list of other things to make. But I have a couple places in my house that I could use some more of those baskets. And they were very well received at the gallery. And if any of them sell in the next month or 2, I'll definitely make more. Then my huge late summer, well, actually I started my all year project, but I had to time crunch it a lot in September and early October, were the witches' hats and the cloaks that I made again for my vending event at the end of October. And that was a big job. It was, I think, except for one of the cloaks and one of the hats, I had to buy new fabric for it. And I did a machine embroidery on all of them. Well, not all the hats, but on all the cloaks. That I haven't done a lot of machine embroidery in the last few years, so that was fun. All right, did I wear it? Do I still wear it? Well, I didn't make these specific ones. See here, she's gonna run off because I tried to pick her up. Come here. Oh, yeah, come on. There we go. Talking about witches stuff. We gotta have the black kitty on the camera. See, there you are. Okay, you can go now. I didn't make these items to wear myself, although I did wear the purple one at the Witch's Ball at this event because it didn't sell, and I love it. And we were dancing to Stevie Nicks, so I needed it to whip around. So I did not sell any at this event. They were probably at a price point that was beyond what the audience was there, and that's perfectly fine. And it was already too close to Halloween to find a different market for them. So next year, hopefully, I'll find a place for them and they'll sell or put them online or something. But I do have the original one that I made myself close to 10 years ago, maybe not quite that many. And I do wear that one. It's more of a costume piece, but more than just a Halloween costume, if you get what I mean. Yeah, I don't wear it to Walmart or Tractor Supply, but if I have a event to go to, I might wear it. And again, I made it because I just wanted to, basically. That's it. And the witches' hats, I did sell 1 or 2 of those and have the rest of them somewhere. I know where, but it's not close by. And again, come next fall, I will market them better and hopefully sell the ones I made. And they were fun to make. I had to do a lot of modification and a lot of experimenting with the pattern. Again, I kind of started from a basic free pattern I found online and played with it and modified it till it was the right size that I liked. I did not use the instructions that the person who put it up originally used, because I wanted it to be different. Is it an original self-drafted pattern? No, but it's a very self-modified pattern. So we'll go with it. I mean, how many different ways can you make a witch's hat? But actually, there's a lot of different ways. Anyhow, moving on. Then, I think what I have really been focusing on and doing almost obsessively is in my growth through hand stitching and slow stitching, I finally took a bite of the English paper piecing cookie, or I guess if it's English, it was a biscuit, and have been gobbling them up ever since. So I've shown you the one piece that I was doing that was just all multicolored, random, all over from my hand-dyed fabrics. And I have it all done as a piece, but I haven't done anything more with it because I haven't had time to really focus on what I want to do with it. But I have ideas that are brewing. Stay tuned. But because I had so much fun with that one and didn't want it to get any bigger than it already was, I kept making the hexagons out of the hand-dyed fabric. But then I started making I call them rosettes. They're kind of the grandma's flower garden, I think some people call it. Got a center one, and they're double layered. I should have them here, but they're in the other room. I've been making those, and I have a plan for those to make a table covering for my round table in my sitting room, in my lounge. And I think I have about 30 more rosettes to make, which each take 19 small hexagons. So I did the math earlier today. It's a lot. And I think as of this morning I had 30 more to make, but I did make one while I was watching YouTube videos and TV this morning, drinking my tea. That's what I made in 2024, which actually, now that I've listed it out, seems like a lot more than I felt like I was doing. And there's a lot of reasons why I felt like I didn't get much done this year. It's been a weird year, I guess is what I can say. I felt like I was just in turmoil and chaos most of the year. Started with that damn bathroom project that took way too long. And just all of that, just the planning of it, the starting it not finishing, it seemed like ever, and just not being able to wrap it up and move on with my life. And that, of course, also produced an avalanche of other chaotic things around here. Like, where was all the stuff that I used to store in that room gonna go? I've only found homes for half of it because I haven't had time to finish it. And then bringing this room back into being my workspace and turning the pink room back into a guest room, that's still an ongoing project that I'm working on because I just haven't had uninterrupted time to work on it. So why haven't I had uninterrupted time to work on it? Well, the bathroom thing was the first thing. And then right about the time that was wrapping up, a friend asked me to work with her. She had a big exhibit this fall. It was actually right over Thanksgiving time that she was doing here in Selma, and it was quite a project. We started with designing and producing the little brochure pamphlet that to give to people as they came into the exhibit and read, and that took a lot of work to get that together. Once we kind of had that together and had, I guess, branding, I am not a graphic designer, but I was able to make it work for her. Then we made postcards and posters and all the things. So that whole part of the job took up a lot of my, I want to say like August time into September maybe. At the same time, I was trying to get as many of the items done for the vending event that began at the end of August or October. And in their Labor Day weekend was when they were kind of finishing up the bathroom, and my sewing machine had an issue right in the middle of all that. And so I was out of production for a week or two there. Yeah. Then what happened? Well, October was mostly focusing on getting the things ready for the vending event when the sewing machine came back. Then November, we were really at the deadline to get all the things done for Anne's show. And then it ended up as we were leading up to the week or two before her show, she needed hands-on work, helper, me, this girl right here, 2 thumbs, it's me. And I had help, but the people who were, I think, intended to do the installation of this event for a variety of reasons were not available. So I took over as general foreman, contractor of this whole installation, and we got it done. But it was every day except Sunday. It felt like a month, but I think it was only 2 or 3 weeks, getting this show together and getting it to Anne's specifications, which rightfully so. She's the artist that needs to look the way she wants it to look and be presented the way she wants it to be presented. But when you're working with a number of people, sometimes communication. But we did it wonderfully. It turned out beautifully, and it was such an honor to do this. And the community came out for Anne, and everybody loved the show. It looked amazing. And yeah, but it took most of my November, basically, to do all of that. Then it was Thanksgiving weekend, which the show opened the weekend before Thanksgiving, went through Thanksgiving weekend, and actually we extended a little bit after that. So, I mean, once the show was up, I had very little left to do, but I still had a few things here and there to do. And then here we are, end of November, beginning of December. I guess that's where because yeah, Thanksgiving was late this year. So then I thought, nobody talk to me for the rest of the year. I'm going to come home. I'm going to get this mess that I'm living in organized, put away, cleaned up, stored, all the things, and get because I was so inspired by working with Anne for all that time. She's an amazing artist, that I wanted to come home and create my stuff and get working on my stuff. Well, I can't work in chaos. I mean, when I'm working, it is chaos, but I can't begin a new project if I'm surrounded by chaos, because inevitably something will stop me. I had to get my life organized before I could start creating. And then I just didn't have the time. It just felt like every time I turned around, somebody needed something from me. That's kind of how the whole year went. So, also during those 2 weeks that I was helping install and show, I had Max and Moritz here, my friend's 2 dogs. So that added to the stress and exhaustion and chaos of my life during that period of time. So anyhow, okay, we're back to sometime here in December after Thanksgiving, and I did get some things done. And that's when I made a lot of little videos that never came fully to fruition, because I also had some computer issues at that time, and it was taking 6 times as long to put together a video and get it edited than it should have, and I just didn't have that kind of time. And I was frustrated, didn't have the money to go buy a new computer, so I said, that is a problem for another day, and I will deal with it later. And I'm not 100% sure I've dealt with it and fixed it. We'll find out when I go to edit this video together. Yeah, and then, so today is the 23rd of December. Yes, tomorrow is Christmas Eve as I record this. And yesterday I got home yesterday after being gone for 12 days, pet sitting an hour away for some people. So I stayed there, and it's too far away to come home and work on things and go back. Their place is not conducive to taking a lot of things or making videos. What did I take with me? Well, first of all, in my cleaning up of this sewing room, craft room, pulling things out of the closet, moving things back in here, I found an unfinished project. And it was this crocheted Afghan. And I was like, oh, I forgot I had that. And I can't remember why. Well, I know one reason why it hadn't been finished. I can't remember why I started it, other than if it's the African flower pattern square, I believe. And I think a friend of mine had made one at some point, or someone on Ravelry, and I thought, oh, I have not been crocheting for very long, especially when I started this. And so I wanted something different than your traditional granny square, and I really liked it. But then once I got started on it, working on it, I started to run out of some of the colors. I kind of remember going back for more yarn, but I also remember that I did not have the ball bands with me, and just thought I would know what the colors that I used were. I'm usually pretty good at like matching colors even if I don't have them with me. Well, I was wrong. The original blue teal that I was using was their teal green, but I bought another ball of teal blue. And then the dark burgundy color was actually plum. But when I bought another ball of it, I bought burgundy, which is different. It's more red. And so I think when I got those home and I realized, and I was getting close to running out of the originals, I just packed it up and said, oh, worry about that another day. And then I never did. And then I didn't know if that store still carried this yarn. They do, I Googled it, in the colors that I needed. But I didn't want to buy more yarn for a project that I didn't even know what I was going to do with. So when I left for this dog sitting job, I grabbed the bag and I said, you know what? I'm going to finish this, and I'm going to finish it with the yarn I have. And yes, if you really look at it, you can see that some of the squares have the one blue and some of the squares have the more green blue. And I don't think I really ran out of the plum making the squares, but I did run out of it just at like the last round of the border that I put on, and I used the burgundy, but I don't care. These are all of the hexagons that I have been making over the last few months. Once I get 29 more of them made, it's going to be a project. So that's my wrap up. I wrapped up an old project that had been sitting around for a long time, and the wrap up of all the other things that I did this year. And then the question maybe remains, if you're still with me and you're still got questions, I'll answer this question for you. What am I going to do in 2025? And I've been thinking about that one a lot. I have a lot of projects in mind and anxiously waiting to get in here and have time to work on them. As far as my channel goes, this is after however many years I've had this channel, and it has gone through quite an eclectic mix of topics because I don't know what I wanted to do. I just wanted to try it. And I actually think I'm kind of going back to what I originally intended this channel to be. And then life took a little left turn, and my channel took that left turn with it. There were some videos that are no longer public that I made during the process of my divorce. That was more like just video therapy for me. And then when I made this weird, crazy, kind of impulsive move here to Selma, bought this big old house, well, my channel took another turn into more lifestyle and DIY home projects. But I still kept going back to the sewing and crafting and art themes because that's what I do. That's what I'm really good at. So, 2025. Well, first of all, I mean, it's a 130-year-old house. It will never be done. But the content available in this house is kind of running out. And quite frankly, those videos don't get a lot of views or interaction. And they're really hard for me to make because I want to just do the job and get the job done. But then if I'm worried about like making an interesting video, it adds a whole other layer, and then the video ends up not being very good. So, and being very difficult to edit because I didn't get the angles and the shots and the things that I wanted to get. So there will be little to no home type vloggy videos next year. Maybe if some big jobs come in, there might be a few moments here and there that I'll show to you or put them in shorts, or I don't know, if I get to the point where I have members and I'll, members only kind of jackets or videos, there might be something there. But the big projects around here and all of the things I already stated is just not what I wanted my channel to be. And so we're not going to do that. I'm going to go back to making art. And art could be petrichor or other garments, because I'm always needing to work through my garment fabric and add to my wardrobe. But I would like to expand a little bit into making more kind of like the Shroomeralls. I mean, that was and the vintage tablecloth top. Garments, but with a little bit of something extra added to them, or a different take on it or something, or some embellishment. That's one thing. But continue to make garments and share that process with you, as well as all the other inspirations that hit me from wherever they hit me. I want to focus a little bit more on art pieces, fiber art pieces, and that's going to just be an exploration. And so I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to format everything. I'm in process on that. And yeah, so this is going to be mostly focused less on me and how I'm living my life here, and more on me and what I'm making here, which is how my channel originally began. It also originally began with a little bit more of a witchy tone to the crafts, but that's still a big part of my life. It's not the way I want my channel to go for a variety of reasons. If you want to know, ask in the comments, and maybe I'll do a Q&A at some point if I get enough questions. But 2025, the spiral path of Spiral Path Arts is spiraling back to its original intention, which was the arts side of my spiral path. Because as I live my life, I will be 58 in March. I am not ashamed to claim my age. Anytime my life spirals out of control, spirals in a different direction, it always spirals back to making things, and especially making things with fabric and thread and yarn and floss and all of those things. So I have spiraled back to my original intentions and my original purpose, and that's what I'm going to focus on going forward. And if you have anything you specifically would like to see me do, put it in the comments or send me an email. And if there are any specific patterns, especially by any of these independent pattern companies that you would like to see me make, if it's something I think I would wear or use, and or I have the fabric already for it, I would be open to doing that. Or just a type of thing like, oh, Beth, I'd like to see you do more with knits, or I don't know, whatever you'd like to see. Let me know. But for the most part, I'm just going to follow my own muse and see where that takes me and take you along with me. And hope it's going to be a good year. I think it's going to be a good year because hopefully my life will be a little bit more my own and not dictated by my house's needs or outside needs. I mean, I still need to make money, so I will still be dog sitting and I will still be working for friends and other things, but I'm going to try to find a better balance between my outpouring of my gifts and talents to other people and start to use my gift and talents for myself and for my channel. So there we are. That's a lot of talking, as usual. Time we got here. Oh yeah, I've been talking for almost an hour. I hope I can edit this down. But I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. By the time you see that, most of the holidays will be over. Let's make 2025 the best it can be. I guess that's all we can ask, right? Yeah, I don't like to be too Pollyanna, but I also don't like to be like, oh, stuff's gonna hit the fan. No, it's gonna be what it is. Okay, well, let's see if I can get her to come on my camera again. Oh, nope. She is like oil, aren't you? Yes. Oh, you coming back? Okay, come here. Here she is again. Oh, I'm hearing purrs. She still does not like to be held, but she's doing much better. She still doesn't get along with the other two, so this is her new domain. And maybe after, she's been with me for over a year now, so maybe in another year she can happily coexist with the other cats, but if not, at least I'm fortunate enough to have spaces where she can be separate and we can all live, not harmony, but what's the term we used to use during the Cold War? Mutually assured destruction. Each side knows that they have the weaponry to make life miserable or impossible for the other side. So we're just going to keep them apart. And it seems to be working for us for the most part. All right. Thanks so much for being with me. I mean, I can't even begin to let you know how much I appreciate all of you that have subscribed, all of you who have commented. A few of you have even, when I've gone off on one of these AWOLs for a while, ask about me, like checking up, see if everything's all right. I really do appreciate you. Share this with a friend, especially any fiber artsy people, because it's where I'm really going to focus. And, if you want to engage, let me know what your favorite project of mine from this past year was that I just covered. What you liked, if you hated it, if I talk too much, if I talk too fast, if I talk too slow, if there's too many cats in my videos, not enough cats in my videos. Give me some feedback. Let me know. We'll talk to you later. Peace out.